Hi, this is Andrew Bridgewater with episode 41 of the Mood and Food podcast. In this episode, I want to share with you 5 powerful ways that alcohol is damaging your mental health. Now, I appreciate that some people may feel slightly uncomfortable with what I'm about to say, but I think it's really important to get this message out there. And just a little bit of background before I do. I stopped drinking alcoholic drinks. The last alcoholic drink I had was on Christmas Day, 25th of December 2020. And I haven't had alcohol since, and it's made a huge difference to the way I feel, not only to my physical health, but also to my mental health. And that's what I want to share with you in this episode, 5 ways that alcohol is damaging your mental health. Now, before I do, I need to provide some background information. It seems to us, doesn't it, that when we drink alcohol, it's a very quick way to change how we feel. It seems to change our brain chemistry. But unfortunately, it's not for the better. Even though it might look like that in the short term, we're actually doing potential significant damage in the long term. Now, this paradox is kind of brought about by a substance called dopamine, which is a neurotransmitter which is produced in the brain. And when we consume alcohol, we get a short-term pleasure feeling as our dopamine level is initially boosted, but then it drops below the baseline and our brain receptors are actually reduced in terms of how we experience dopamine. And that's why we kind of chase the next drink. It's just like chasing the next hit of any sort of toxin or poison. That's what people do with heroin and cocaine. That first hit of heroin, apparently I've been told by somebody I've coached who was a heroin addict, is something you can never replicate, but you spend the rest of your time chasing that feeling that you had when you had your first hit on heroin. Now, because alcohol is so deeply rooted in the social fabric, nobody really wants to confront this, but actually it's happening in a much more sinister way because of the fact that we seem to get a benefit in the short term from alcohol. We feel seemingly happier, less inhibited, more able to engage in social interaction, but actually, as I say, the long-term impact can be really severe and unhelpful because this is where I'm going to get into the ways that alcohol damages your mental health. Alcohol is actually a depressant. It's a depressant because alcohol decreases serotonin production in the longer term and increases the risk of depression, therefore. Now, the second way in which alcohol is damaging to your mental health is that alcohol can interact with any medications that you're taking and negate any benefits that medication might be having for you. Not just negate them, it can actually make the symptoms feel a lot worse. So that's something to be aware of if you are taking medication for any mental health symptoms. Thirdly, alcohol puts the brain into a state of anxiety, irritation and agitation. And that's a horrible feeling. It's something that you really don't want to experience. You probably heard this before. Alcohol kills brain cells simply because it's toxic to your system. It's a poison, which is why it doesn't necessarily smell good or taste good in the raw form, and it has to be disguised. And let's face it, first time many of us tried it, we didn't like the taste of alcohol. We had to condition ourselves to like it. It does kill brain cells because it's toxic. And alcohol worsens all known mental illnesses. It's as simple as that. It's the fact that the pleasurable short-term effects seem to be so beneficial, whereas actually it's the exact opposite with the damaging long-term effects which occur by stealth and invisibly, which is why drinking alcohol can feel like a crutch without which there doesn't seem to be any pleasure in life. So, how am I going to get through Christmas, my birthday, celebrations, experiences, weddings, the sort of things where alcohol is so deeply rooted. But there are so many benefits you're going to experience by quitting alcohol. And this is what I've experienced. You get a mental clarity that you just don't experience any other way. And they're sort of quietening the mind because mental clarity and a quiet mind are not consistent with drinking alcohol. And there's a metaphor I like to use. Think of a mountain stream, a clear mountain stream, and in that mountain stream there's a beautiful pool, and there are trout swimming in that stream, wild trout. Why would you want to introduce raw sewage into that mountain stream, which will kill the trout? Those wild trout are your clear thinking. It's your clear thinking mind. And this is what alcohol does. You'll have more energy, you'll be more productive when you stop drinking alcohol, but you'll also be balancing your brain chemistry naturally by going alcohol free. So quitting drinking alcohol will actually begin to heal and restore your brain's natural function back to its homeostasis, how you were designed to be. We weren't born to drink alcohol, we've learned to drink it. And you obviously know that alcohol contributes to other unhealthy lifestyle bits, because when we drink alcohol, we tend to eat the wrong foods, often late at night. We feel lethargic the next day, so we're less likely to exercise and look after ourselves. So I just want you to hear this and to maybe have some insights and to see some things differently. Because not only does alcohol damage your physical health, it's very damaging to your mental health. And this is a narrative that I haven't seen explored much in the mainstream. But a lot of what I'm explaining today has come from Dr. Quentin Hayes, who is a consultant psychiatrist in the British National Health Service. And there's an excellent article which I'll give you the link to, where you can read his ideas and information firsthand. This is somebody with a lot of experience in the field. So maybe just a few things to ponder here, ways in which alcohol is damaging to your mental health, and how releasing your consumption of alcohol, eliminating it, will be so much more beneficial for your physical and mental health. So this is Andrew Bridgewater at thementalhealthcoach.net, and if you'd like a free copy of my 7 Steps to Natural Stress Relief, just head to the mentalhealthcoach.net, where you can download it instantly and start getting some really great benefits in your life. I look forward to speaking to you soon.